Good day, good day. I have been thinking a lot about my poem from the other day, I Dare, and particularly about I dare to be me, and what does that really mean? Over the last 4 years, in 2020, I broke up with my partner, and it seemed like a chance to spend time with myself. It wasn't difficult at that time. And to find out who I was without anyone else around. It was just me and the cat. And it allowed me to live in a space where there was no one to please but me. There was no one else but me and the cat to make demands on me. And it really allowed me to just sink into me and feel what I was feeling without having to put on a mask to please anyone else, to not disturb anyone else. And that's kind of where the line about I dare to feel the pain in my soul, because it allowed me to really just let all sorts of things come up, which they really did, and to feel them, sometimes truly feel them for the very first time in my life. It's such an automatic response to clamp down on intense feeling, intense pain in particular. And I had a lesson in that one when I burnt my fingers, and the fear that I felt, because I really did not want to go to the hospital and I knew it was bad. I picked up the lid of a cast iron pot that had been in the oven at 230 degrees Celsius, and I have trained in quantum energetic healing, and also when I was 10, which seems a random input, is I started training in Aikido, which again is around energy and being conscious of it. And so I thought, okay, well, this is my chance to put my body, I guess, where my mouth is. And so after the automatic thing of just putting my hand under water, cold water, I thought, okay, well, what's my training? And Aikido was around directing light and energy into an area. And interestingly enough, the quantum healing also works on that, with the visualization of it as, for me, divine light energy, divine love energy. And as I started to breathe into it, I had my right hand cupped around my left hand, which is the one that got burnt. I visualized it being wrapped up in this golden ball of love. I described it later as a golden light bulb around my hand. But as I started breathing into it, the pain got so intense. And in that moment, I realized I hadn't even been aware of shutting down on that pain. And whether it's physical pain, psychological pain, spiritual pain, we as humans have this tendency to shut it down, because particularly in the Western societies, I can't speak to others, being emotional is so unacceptable, to display your emotions. And that extends to pain, the whole stiff upper lip. And as I breathed into it, I have never felt pain so intense. The building and the crescendo of the pain was absolutely phenomenal. And it went on and on and on. And all the times that I've used this technique before is the pain crescendos and then it dies off quite quickly. But this just went on, and the threshold, the height of the pain was so intense. But eventually it started dying down. And I kept on breathing, and as I say, I had it wrapped up in this golden light bandage, this golden love bandage. And I just kept on breathing into it. And I say within 2 hours because I don't know how long it took, but definitely within 2 hours, I was using my hand again, and I had no blistering on those fingers apart from a very small, low blister on the side of one finger. And within a few days, it was like you couldn't even see that anything had happened. And I tell you that story because it was a culmination of the kind of techniques that I'd been breathing into, the emotional pain that I'd been allowing myself to actually feel since 2020. And the more I have allowed it to be, seriously, if there had been anyone else in the house with me, and quite possibly my neighbours can attest to this, I sounded like a madwoman. And that was okay. There were times when I really felt that I was losing my mind. And maybe I was losing my brain and just learning to feel again. Because so often through my life I was told I was too much, I was too emotional, I was too sensitive, I was too this, too that. And so part of daring to be me has been daring to feel what I feel and daring to think what I think, which has gone places I never thought it would. It has allowed me to look at my beliefs. It's like I've been unpacking a trunk that's been hidden away in the attic, and I've been delving down to the bottom of it and pulling out things I'd forgotten were there. And we talk about bravery, and what is being brave? And I realized bravery is not about doing what's easy. We have our superheroes and everything, and It's so easy for them to go out and punch someone in the face and smash something up to rectify the wrongs. But actually, how many of them do you ever see facing their emotional pain? That is the hard thing to do. That is the thing in our society that takes courage. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's not easy, and doing the right thing. And the more I've gone into that, the more I have felt whole. That I have spent so much time alone in the last 4 years, and I have never felt less lonely in my life. I have never felt more connected to life than I have in the last 4 years. And my garden has been such a huge part of that. Seeing things growing and talking to the water, communing, contemplating, doing a lot of contemplation. Some people might say I've been contemplating my navel for far too long, but the benefits I have received from that has been absolutely phenomenal. And the old trope of we are human beings, not human doings. And just as I've challenged myself, I say, how do you be you? What is it to be you? Truly you, without taking into account how someone else will feel about you being you. And I feel that I have got to a place where I can now be around people and still be me, the me that I have been discovering and allowing and exploring. And it's not been easy, but it's been so rewarding. So, do you dare to be you? It's a challenge as well as a test, I guess. How much do you dare to be you? And are you willing to accept the rewards? It's a never-ending story. A never-ending story, but so rich. Anyway, much love to you all.